Hello, my name is Stacy Brook and I am the founder and chief advisor at College Essay Advisors, and today I am going to walk you through the 2016-2017 Common Application. A brand new version of the Common Applications platform was recently released. We're very excited about some of the new developments, and we're going to walk you through what's new, what hasn't changed, and just all the things you need to know. Let's dive right in. So we're going to start here on this home screen at commonapp.org. And this is sort of the general information screen you're going to come to before you start your application altogether. And this has been sort of slowly updated over the course of the year, but now it looks like all of the features are completely installed and we have full menus and resources that the Common App has fleshed out quite a bit since last year. If you look up at this menu, there is this little plan ahead section. That's where you're going to want to go if you need some advice about what to do from the 9th grade through the 12th grade. It gives you a little bit of an overview of some of the things you might do, some of the steps you might take to prep for the college app process in advance. This Explore Colleges button is a pretty cool feature where you can sort of explore colleges by region, you can search them by name or by state, and you can just get a little bit more information about colleges you might want to apply to and even link to their applications directly once you've signed up for the platform. So that's kind of a cool feature. There's also a virtual counselor feature where you can watch videos, get some tips, get advice from a variety of experts in the field of admissions. And there's a how to apply section, which gives you sort of a step-by-step guide to how to actually use the application. Our favorite part of this is the application dictionary, which takes you through some of the more common terms that you might not know about if you haven't been through this process before. So those are just some of the things that are available on that Common Application homepage. And I think all of this is indicative of what we think is the Common Application's goal this year to go beyond being just a portal to your application process. They're not just trying to be sort of that funnel to the schools. Instead, they really want to be partners with you in helping you learn about colleges and helping you understand the admissions process and giving you as much information as they possibly can, which is pretty cool, I think. So when you want to start applying, you're going to click on this Apply Now button. So if you've never signed up for the Common Application before and you come to this screen, instead of signing into an application because you haven't signed in before, you're going to click this Create an Account button. And that is going to take you to a screen that asks you your registration type, some login credentials, for some other information that's pretty straightforward and is going to get you to the dashboard, the main dashboard of the actual application itself. I think a lot of students, or at least some students, have already signed up for the Common Application through the 2015-2016 platform. And if that's the case for you, the Common App has made it actually really easy to transfer your information over to the new portal, and it kind of does it automatically for you, but I can show you what that is going to look like. When you sign in with your username and password, you're going to come to this screen that's going to welcome you to the new season. Yay! You're going to choose what you're applying as, and then you're going to talk a little bit more about your college plans. These are things that a new applicant who's creating an account is going to go through as well. This is part of the account rollover that I thought was really interesting and fun. Is you can select the college if you had written information, if you had entered information into some specific colleges in an attempt to get a head start, you can choose the colleges that you want to bring over with you into the 2016-2017 version of the application, and all information is supposed to transfer over. Obviously, I would double check that just to make sure that's what happens. And then you choose whether you're a student, education professional, parent, or other adult. I'm assuming you're going to choose student. So once you've entered in all your information and you're all signed up or transferred over, you're going to come to this welcome screen. For students who have already entered in schools, they're going to see some schools entered in on this dashboard already. For a student who is using the Common Application for the first time, this is what you're going to see. Okay, so I'm going to switch over for a moment to an account that actually has some schools populated in it, so I can show you around and give you a sense of what this platform is going to look like once you start to add some schools to the list and use it the way it's supposed to be used. So when you sign into the platform, you're going to be greeted by this dashboard, which once you start to populate it with schools is going to have a list of your target schools right there for your convenience. You can also access these schools through the My Colleges tab, where you can see, you can sort of expand and contract just to get some basic information, including contact info, application deadlines, requirements, etc. So this My Colleges tab is a good way to get some quick hit information about each school. So from this main dashboard, you'll see that there are a couple of things that are indicated. First of all, there's a deadline, especially if you can check within some of these applications whether you're applying early or whether you're applying regular decision. And I imagine that that is what is going to check off this deadline box. We did it for Cornell. Writing requirements are shown here. So this little red flag indicates that there is a writing requirement. I think for almost all of these, I think for all of these schools, the personal statement is required. There are also some optional writing requirements here, which are very likely supplements. And there is a writing additional details section here in Cornell, which means nothing until we poke around and figure out what it means. One of the Common Application has made so many amazing additions this year. One of the tricky things about it still is that it can be difficult to identify where the supplemental essays for each of these schools lies. There isn't exactly a consistent layout to the schools and where they put these elements. So I'm going to show you a little bit how to poke around and find what you need. But from this main dashboard, as you can see, you can sort of unfold this menu, and Cornell right away tells you that you need to finish the Common Application. So that's the main portion of the application where you fill out personal and background information. They have a set of questions, and that can mean different things. Occasionally there are supplements in there. Sometimes it's just additional background information a school is looking for from you. And Cornell says that they have a writing supplement. So let's just click and check and see what kinds of questions Cornell is asking for. So they're asking for some general information. They're asking for some academic information. They're asking for some activity information. And looky here. Right here, we're finding one of the many hidden treasures of the Common Apps layout, where there's this section where you can upload your resume, and certain schools will allow you to do this, certain schools won't. It's not always found in this questions sub-activities section, but it is something that schools let you do. So be on the lookout for this activities section. And this ability to submit your resume. I know Vanderbilt lets you do it. A couple of other schools let you do it as well. So that was likely what one of the flags on that home dashboard screen was indicating to us. We found it. You can also see the writing supplements are here. You can open up these questions. I happen to know that for Cornell, this question will not appear for you. This whole menu actually won't appear for you until you fill out the academic portion of the Cornell application. So when in doubt with supplements, just assume there's a supplement. Assume you're going to have to fill out the entire application in order to get to it. And also assume that when you have found all of the supplements you think you need to find, that you will probably find one or two more after that. It's unfortunately kind of just the way that it's been working for the last couple of years, is that they're just a little bit trickier to find than you want them to be. For University of Michigan, let's see where we can find these guys. See, the University of Michigan's supplements, and there are 3 of them, just like last year, are all neatly under this writing section, under questions. So you just sort of have to poke around and figure out where those supplemental essays might be hiding. For all of these essay sections, you're going to have this text box. For all of these essay sections, you're going to have this text box. We recommend that you draft all of your essays in a separate document so you can save them. There is no automatic save in the Common App. They warn you about it in a bunch of places on the website as well. You have limited style options, bold, italics, underline, and that's really all you should need. These essays should be kept pretty simple in that way. And if you want to expand, because it helps you sort of format and write things out, that is an option that you have as well. So let's go back to the dashboard for a second, and you can see again that this is sort of how you can expand to get some semblance of an idea of what kinds of requirements you might have. This is another way to break down. The personal essay is required, and there are required college questions and optional questions. Let's go into Vanderbilt for a second and take a peek at where we find these things. So for Vanderbilt, again, I happen to know that if you go into questions, you won't see a rating section, but you will see an activity section. And as we've learned, activity sections often hold the key to hidden supplements. And if we click on it, voila! There is a 150 to 400 word supplement asking you to briefly elaborate on one of your extracurricular activities or work experiences, which is nice because it will help you expand upon the activity section that we're going to get to in just a bit. There is also the option to submit your resume. So again, that is just something to look for. Before you're able to do any of that, you have to find the school, and you do that through this college search tab. And you can type in the details of a school you're looking for. You're gonna click to add to your My Colleges list, and then if you go to My Colleges, you'll see Northwestern has now been added. The Common Application, just like last year, is only going to let you add 20 schools to the entire application. So that will be the maximum amount of the maximum number of applications you can apply to through the Common App. And if you are applying to more than 20 schools, please think about that decision again and maybe cross a few off the list. Don't drive yourself crazy and be selective. So that's generally speaking how you search for schools, how you add them to your list, and where you're going to find the supplements for each of these institutions that you're applying to. Again, with the supplements, just be thorough. Look everywhere. There's another trick actually with an addition to the Common App this year that's pretty cool. In this instructions and help section, if you click on it, it will open another window. And under this need to know, there is this nifty list of live Common App member schools. If you click on them, it will list for you which of the schools have uploaded their full applications to the Common App. So if you were looking to apply to Ave Maria or Barry University or Benedictine or Boston College. Those applications aren't available yet. So if you're driving yourself nuts trying to figure out where those are, don't. They haven't been uploaded yet. And this, hopefully the Common App will keep this updated. It looks like they're keeping it pretty updated thus far. And that will just give you a little bit of a clue as to whether or not you're even going to be able to work on the specific applications for your schools through the Common App just yet. They actually, I believe that... Yes, they do. The Common App recommends that they say that many colleges have published their writing supplements on their websites. So if you can't find it here, you might actually be able to find it on a school website, which is going to allow you, some additional time to conquer that essay. So if you can't find it on the Common App, don't give up. Go to a school's website, see if you can get a hold of that question. You can call an admissions office and ask them if they know what the essays are. Any time that you have to use to get a little bit of a head start before school comes and homework piles up is going to be to your benefit. So, do everything you can to try and wrap your head around what assignments you do have to complete in order to submit your applications at the schools that you're targeting. Okay, so back in the main Common Application platform, let's click on the Common App. And this is sort of the general information that is going to be sent to every single school. This is where the Common App really streamlines the application process. You're going to fill out, a lot of this is sort of intuitive. You're going to fill out your profile information, your family information. If you don't feel like the filling in of this information is obvious and intuitive to you, the Common App has also added these really loud profile tutorials, family tutorials. They have a tutorial for each one of these sections, so you can watch their short tutorials, and they literally take you through every single step you need to go through in order to fill out all sections of this application, which is new for this year, and it's cool that they're doing it. One of the sections that we probably want to delve into a little bit deeper is this activity section. So you have the option of reporting up to 10 activities in the Common App, and we recommend that you use as many of those as you feel you need. If you have 10 activities, by all means, you should detail them all. I'll show you what this little activity segment looks like. So you're going to select an activity type. You're going to type in the details of your position or leadership description and organization name. You have 50 characters to do that. You have 150 characters to describe your activity and list any accomplishments. And then you can check off participation grade levels, timing, and fill in the rest of these details that are all, I think, pretty self-explanatory. And if not, you have a View Activities tutorial to help you. So 10 activities go in this section. There aren't a lot of characters to use to help you sort of explain all of the things that are involved in these activities to admissions, but you might be able to submit a PDF or a doc of a more robust activities resume. You just have to look in the activities sections and in other sections of each individual college to see if that's something that they allow. In this writing section, obviously our favorite section, this is where you're going to find the personal essay questions. And a cool thing they do, and they did this last year as well, is when you click into this section, you'll see of all the schools on your list, which schools require the personal statement and which schools don't require it. This is going to come as no surprise, but as far as we're concerned, there is no such thing as an optional personal statement. If a school doesn't require the personal statement, but you have the option of submitting it, you're already writing it for all of these schools, you should submit something in your own voice for admissions to sort of get a flavor of who you are, where you come from, what you believe in, what you care about. You have it prepared already, why not send it in and give admissions something else to consider that's personal and that might help push them over the edge if you're really a contender in a super competitive landscape. So this essay section is set up much like the essay sections for the supplements that we went over a little bit earlier. You are going to select your prompt once you choose what that prompt is, and you are going to draft your essay in a Word document or in Google Docs, somewhere savable where you can use spell check and have people review it for you a million times until it's sparkling, and then you're gonna stick it in here. You're gonna apply any bold, italicize, underlining effects that you want to, or nothing at all. And you have 250 to 650 words to make all of that happen. So I just stuck in some dummy text in here just to show you what it looks like when you preview. And the discipline and school interruption situation seems to be maybe a little bit of a bug. It's from a section that comes next. So ignore that for now. They're probably going to fix it. And you can just see that you can actually see what your personal essay looks like. You can even print it out if you want to see what it would look like when an admissions officer downloads it and prints it out for you. We might as well address as well while we're here that there is an additional information section. It is optional. You should probably have a really amazing reason to add more information to your application, something that hasn't been expressed anywhere else that you really feel admissions needs to know. I could talk all day about what actually qualifies as good subject matter for an additional information essay. The thing that you need to know right now is that it's here. You have 650 words to use. The formatting is all the same as it is for the personal statement. So just be aware that that's there. Now, just for a second, while I have this sort of error message for this disciplinary history message coming up when we preview, here in the personal essay section, I just want to point out something else cool that the Common Application has done this year, which is if you go into instructions and help and you go back to this Applicant Solutions Center, they have a known issues and progress updates section where you can submit an issue, a description of the issue, and you can see other people have submitted some issues, and the Common App has been getting back to people with temporary solutions. So there is a customer service portal that's available to you, and we'll see how it goes in terms of how updated the Common App is able to keep this over the course of the year. But I'm feeling hopeful that at least there's a place where if you do have a technical issue, it can be resolved or a temporary solution can be put in place, and other people can go to see. And you can go to see what other people are complaining about. Maybe other people are experiencing the same issue, so you'll know that it's something that is in the queue to be resolved. One more really cool new feature that the Common App has added this year is this under the Common App and under Profile, you can see there is scholarship information. And it says the Common App has partnered with ScholarSnap, a technology developed by the Michael and Susan Dell Foundation to connect students with scholarships to help pay for college. If you're interested in participating in this free pilot program, please indicate below. Who would not want to say yes to that? I can't imagine anyone. Um, so that's something that apparently you can opt into. And I am just happy that there is some kind of natural connection between scholarship opportunities and students who are using the Common App, because I think sometimes it's not something that students think about right away, and it's also one of the things that really does help make college accessible for more people. Another thing to note, scholarship information. I saw it in one of the applications. Show me again. There, when I clicked into Vanderbilt, I saw this merit-based scholarship application information. Each of Vanderbilt's 3 signature merit-based scholarship programs requires a separate application. The deadline for the Ingram scholarship application, and on and on and on. So look out for more scholarship information specific to your school. It's probably going to be under this question section for each school. Just be aware that that's something that is lurking. It wasn't there last year. It's really cool that the Common App is allowing schools to put this information out there, because there are people who are certainly qualified for this stuff that just didn't know it existed, and now you do. Something else that's interesting to note is, you have your 4 main tabs along the top here, and pay attention to this sidebar. There are some interesting tidbits here, even if the advice appears elsewhere. Just in terms of what the dashboard is and how you remove a school submitted. You click the trash can. Some of these things are obvious, but things like maximum numbers of schools, what are the writing requirements, and a link to the application term dictionary. The Common App is really trying to anticipate your questions and sort of help you along in this sidebar, and the sidebar changes in each of these tabs. So what time zone will display on my application submission, deadline information, can schools see the My Colleges lists? They're trying to give you the answers before you have the opportunity to wonder. So just check this sidebar to see if I would just check it in every single tab to make sure that you sort of understand, first of all, what the Common App thinks are some of the important things you need to know, and also to see if these items answer any of your burning questions. So one last feature I want to share with you that I just thought was interesting is that there is this thing called downloaded status this year. And if we read about it, the downloaded status message means the school has printed your application/supplement and it is under review. Now, we don't have really any information, even if you hit this more button, you don't have information about where exactly this downloaded status appears. I'm going to imagine that it's probably going to show up here, and instead of saying pending, it's going to say downloaded. And I wouldn't blame you if you sat around from, let's say, November to December, or from January 1st through March or April, just waiting for this application status to change. I would not blame you at all. That would probably be what I would do too. Just don't forget to go outside. I just think it's fun that you can see when an application has actually been downloaded and is in the hands of an admissions officer. It's just kind of another exciting development to be able to keep track of. So, downloaded status, new feature for 2016-2017. So more details for the Common Application platform are sure to reveal themselves. We and our students are just going to become more familiar with the application as we use it. So check back with us for updates, subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media, leave comments and questions for us below. We are happy to answer as much as we possibly can. And we're really excited about all the new developments. We think this is going to be a great year, and that this is going to be an incredibly helpful tool for students to use in their application process this year. So good luck with your applications, and we will be back with more advice soon.